What is going on, Rolling Empire? Here, guys, to give you a video. Marvel Studios Disney Plus, man, has followed up now after 2020 not having so much of the Marvel. Man, in 2021, Marvel's like, finally, we got you guys, and I gotta be quickly. Where I'm like, okay, I want to see Black Widow and the Black Widows, but with how Marvel Studios is capitalizing with Disney Plus now with WandaVision, and now we have Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Man, we'll see how this goes. But this is finally out, the second installment of whatever of this universe. Now, the second phase of Phase 4 of all these phases. And this one follows the story of Cap's good friends, Cap's friends of Bucky the Winter Soldier, and Sam, good old Falcon. And now this is obviously like everything post Endgame. This is Endgame, and now we get with Cap, just in case, knowing how his arc wrapped up. Now we got his friends. Okay, we got his friends dealing with many kind of things, whether it's with his legacy or with their own, and just seeing how their stories live on now. And then this sort of, you could kind of see it's like following Civil War too, because these guys have been established since then. And now with this, with the trailers, look like, oh, this is a promising follow up. So we have like from Civil War to Falcon Winter Soldier, so much has gone on with these guys. And if like, I was wondering, like, okay, so let's see, is it going to be espionage? Is it going to be military? What are going to be the things? And it's nice to know now. This is kind of like, in many ways, there's always first of everything. Okay, but I like seeing that this is now the first also, and like what these guys would have been secondary characters, now get the spotlight, and that's nice to know that like we didn't need to just have a series on one of them. Like, oh, it would have been nice. But I like that we have them both together. Seeing at least this first episode. This time, it's a 6-part series, but they said it's going to be like a 6-part film. We'll see how much they mean on that, but I'm down to seeing a 6-part film. But yeah, 6-part series. And with this first episode, just in case, guys, spoilers if I do spoilers. If you know by now what I've done with Mandalorian and WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, I don't immediately go spoilers, but if I have to do something spoiler, I will. And yes, you get an action sequence with the beginning of the first few minutes of this familiar Marvel stuff, but it's still nice to know. And now that it's in this streaming platform, like, man, this would have gone well in theaters, but getting it on the TV series, I am appreciative of that. It kind of establishes a bit of with the character, what's his name? It's like from Winter Soldier, the Winter Soldier guy, that MMA fighter, he comes back. So it's nice to get that kind of familiarity. And again, it just shows to the testament how Falcon Winter Soldier will also be that, you've been sticking along, you're going to get more of the payoffs and all. So nice to know, kind of getting a structure of how Sam is the hero now. Awesome, bringing back his little character that he has, like the little character on there on his wings is adorable. Nice suit, okay, resembles like if he's trying to be Cap, but still his own thing. So incredible with that to start off. But the thing is, the rest of the episode, which I can understand if maybe expectations, you wanted more action, is not a lot action driven, and that could be a problem for some people. I understand that, and I can, intellectualize why people might say that kind of stuff. I understand. I definitely understand and all. I liked it. For me, I was like, okay, with what Falcon's going through with his family, particularly, sisters, nephews, and all, like with the sister nephew art that he has as an uncle. Okay, I was like, I did expect, I wanted more, and they're still gonna fill up more with him going back and like taking up the mantle and stuff, so that might be an arc for him. But realizing he has to do with mortgages and loans, I'm like, okay, it kind of reminds me a bit of maybe what people are praising with Superman, that Superman show. I'm like, okay, maybe this is what Falcon's going through, and there's still more to be resolved, and you get that, and it's nice to get an inside background now of like what he could kind of go on. And again with Anthony Mackie, Anthony Mackie always had to be playing maybe a second to someone. It's nice to give him more range, realizing that he is one of the leading stars now of this, so he's doing good in that. At least like I like this from this. And then the Bucky Barnes with Sebastian Stan, I was like, okay, people are clamoring for him to play a particular character that means a lot to us. But I want to see him do more in acting too. Again, he's a character. He's very more quiet. He has to talk more. It's the most character you see him since the first Cap now. So it's nice to know in the Falcon, like now in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, what he's going through now. Like you Cap gets the jokes of how old he is. Bucky's almost in that same run too, and he has his own version of, with the Hydras and all the Hydras, the Winter Soldier arcs, everything, and he's just trying to be Bucky again. He wants to be the normal person, but I don't know. We'll see also if how his arc continues that I enjoy. But in this first episode, I was like, whoa! Like I was very super impressed with the way his character was going and realizing revelations of like he's hanging out with this older guy and you would think they're actually kind of the same age. I was like, oh, that's true. That is so true. And but then realizing he might have a responsibility of a connection of that guy's offspring, his lineage. I was like, oh dang, and that should have been something maybe you should have been aware of. But it took me till the seems like, oh, that makes sense. So I want to see what if that goes into anything. But with Bucky going to therapy, realizing that Sam is trying to talk to him, which also they have no screen in this first episode. So I like that, but it's they're gonna come together. It's the trailers. But still, showing that he needs to kind of adapt now, and it's hard. You're like after so much what you're going through, he does want peace and relaxation. You can understand that, and also like now that he has being pardoned, that's good. Being pardoned, what's he gonna use with his time now? So I'm so really curious on how Bucky's arc is gonna go. So I like both. I like both of the arcs, but then I don't know. Again, just the first episode, just the very first episode. I'm like, Bucky's art was something, and I'm like, man, Marvel, you playing with this? He might be one of my favorite characters by the end of the series. We'll see. He's a really cool character. Nice little background to lead to how he lives nowadays too. How he wakes up. I was like, that was a nice little dream sequence when he realizes he wakes up to reality. It gives more of his context of his character, and then realizing now, this is what he's gonna be going through. So I'm very happy to see where how Bucky's gonna really adapt now. Like man, like yeah, because the actor obviously is like in his 30s, but then realizing who he's playing and all, like this is something unique to see. And again, with the overall story, it wraps up nicely to know, okay, what we're gonna see for more episodes, and realizing how this kind of first part of an act kind of thing, like a first part act, how this is how establishing these characters for this. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see where this is going to be going, guys. So far these two characters are living up really good promise and all that. I like the struggles that could be going on, realizing then how they're gonna it's gonna get back to suit up. It's time for a freaking suit up and all that. But as I always say, guys, these are my thoughts and opinions. Film is subjective, however you want to see it. Subjective, objective. If you didn't like the series, let me know your reasons. Like the episode, if you like this episode, how do you enjoy it? Just you can rank it even by first episode. As a lone episode, you might be like, this is still one of my favorite standalone kind of things contained of MCU. Let me know, guys. I had a good time. Incredible acting. I like the character development. Really entertaining with this first episode. I am very excited to see where this goes, guys. All this in the comments below. And as always, Rolling Empire. Laugh, smile, repeat.